Hi, my name is Sondra Richard, and welcome to episode 2 of Dirt, Grit, and Stupid Shit, The Adventures of Real Estate. Today, I brought on a special guest, Joanna Arnold. She's a realtor here in my community. And Joanna, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Of course. So my name is Joanna Arnold, as Sondra said. I'm a local real estate agent here, and I cover the Baton Rouge to New Orleans area. And I have been in the business for 6 years. I am Baton Rouge's Real Producer of the Year for females, and I am also voted top 22 of 40 under 40. I believe that's it. And I love real estate. I'm also a real estate investor as well.
Yeah. Well, I met you about 6 years ago when you first got into this business, and just loved you to death. Love your husband. He's crazy, but don't tell nobody I said that.
No, I know.
But yeah, so listen, so on this podcast, I've just been talking about some really stupid shit that really goes on in real estate. A lot of people just really think, you find an agent, right? You find a house, and you get on a contract, and then you close, and you say goodbye, you never see them again. Well, that's transactional instead of relationship.
Right.
And I do a lot of relationship. All of my clients turn into friends.
Yeah, you
some
got it.
Some of them turn into family,
Right.
But I want you to tell, because I told some stories on the last episode. I want you to tell some of your crazy, stupid shit you've had to go through after selling that dirt. Tell some people. Tell me one story here.
So let me see. I'm gonna start off with one. This happened back, I want to say in like 2018. So I had been in the business probably for about 2 years. Yeah, 2018, about 2 years. And when you're going out to show a property, like, you're super excited, your client is super excited. So one day, me and my client were going out. I just got this client. We just sat down, had a consultation, and we may have saw maybe 2 houses together before. So this is probably our third property that we're going to check out.
Was this down in Baton Rouge?
This was in Baton Rouge. It was over in the Sherwood Forest area, which is a permanent area in Baton Rouge that, a lot of people have lived in for years. So I bring him to this house. The house is gorgeous. We look at it online and we go check it out. It's in the price range. And even before we got there, he felt like he knew this was going to be the home for him, right? Like, he was like, this is it, Joe. Like, this is going to be the one. I was like, and me too. I felt good. I was like, yeah, this is going to be the one. Let's get it. So, so we get to the house, we walk up, curb appeal is really nice. Everything looks good outside, neighborhood is nice, and we get ready to access this property. So we go into the door, and one thing, let me kind of rewind a little bit. When we are doing showings, sometimes there are notes in the showings, right?
Right, yeah. Like you talking about, like, in a box, like when there's alarm code?
No, when you go into showing time.
Oh, and so you get alarm code.
Yeah, alarm code. Don't let the cat out. Don't let the dog out. All right, I always check those. I'm that agent that reads those. There were no remarks. Just know that. All right?
Nothing. Just here's the key going in. Okay.
So me and my client, we go in the house, and we are looking around the living room. Very high ceilings, nice hardwood floors, open kitchen, granite countertops, nice fireplace, really nice. And then he had a young lady come that was his friend because he wanted her to see the property as well. So she arrives, and we're looking around. We haven't really gotten to the rooms yet. We have a split.
So like up in the
we're just
area,
in the front.
Formal area?
We're just in the front area. We're in the living in the formal. We're looking at that. It's a split floor plan. So we have 2 rooms over here. You walk across the living room. You have another room on the other side. Okay. So the young lady shows up. She has her brother show up. And I'm saying this because this is very important about the young lady and the brother showing up. Okay? It'll come back around at the end. Okay. So, so they're looking at the living room, and me and my client, we proceed to go look at the master bedroom. So when you're going to the master bedroom, you walk through the living room, right? Okay. You're going to make a left. Okay. When you make that left, you have a small hallway. You have a door that looks out to the backyard that you can access the backyard. You open it, you're out on your patio.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So we're walking to go look at the master bedroom, and I say, hey, let's see what the yard look like. Yeah. Simple thing, doing my realtor job, showing them what the yard look like. We open the door, and we feel this force come through the door, right?
Yeah.
It's the biggest damn dog. I look like Cujo. Like, all you see is teeth. No. The dog is so big, he literally knocks us backwards. behind the door.
So the dog touched. The dog came in the house.
The dog came soon as we opened that door. He said, "This is my house, and you are intruding." Ooh. Like that's what he said.
And there wasn't no notes.
He said it. I heard the dog say, "This is my house." I'm about to eat y'all ass, right? Like he literally comes through the door and he pushes us back. He pushes us so hard we fall. The door is between us. We fall back into the master bedroom because that door is right there.
Right.
Fall back into the master bedroom. We both hurry up and we get up and we run. So he is in front of me. I visually see him run into the room and he runs behind the bed on the side by the window. And I run into the master bedroom and I lock the door. I run in, close the door, boom, I lock it.
You in the master bedroom by yourself.
It's instinct. I done saw enough scary movies to know what happened. It's instinct. I didn't think, lock the door, Joanna. I just hurry up, turn around, boom, I lock the door. Yeah. So I'm in there, I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm looking at myself in the mirror like, oh, like this is about to be bad. And then it just got quiet. I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
This dog done ate this boy. Like I'm in the bathroom like, see how I sound right now? It was like quiet, right? And so I'm in there and so I say, okay, well I don't hear nothing. And so I open the door to peep out because I'm like, the dog. I just want to see.
Clients are.
Yeah, I want to make sure he okay, and if he still want to write the offer, right? Like, I gotta make sure. So I open that door, and he's behind the bed, so he peeps up. He's like, Joe. I was like, you good? I was like, you good? He was like, I'm good. So I was like, what happened to? Because the door is open. The master bedroom door is open. Right. I'm like, what happened to the dog? So we get ready to go out, and the door to go outside is still open. Thank God the dog was on a leash. He couldn't go further than coming in the door. But as soon as we went out and he saw us, he attack mode again, like, rrr. So we like back up into the room, close the door. I'm like, man, how we gonna get out of here? So the young lady that had came, she had walked outside with her brother.
Right, that's the end.
While we were looking, they had went outside. So they didn't really know.
They didn't know what happened to y'all on the inside. Y'all locking and dodging and hiding behind beds.
I'm like, how we gonna get out? And so my client goes out and he's like trying to close the door, but the dog is there. So like he's like, and like beating the poor little dog up. And I'm not gonna say Lil. This is a big ass dog, like for real.
Like a German Shepherd.
It's like a German Shepherd mixed with a pit bull horse. Like this dog was like this big. Like seriously.
Oh, that's a Shetland horse. Yeah.
With his head was huge. So he's like trying to close the door.
Oh, it might have been a massive.
It might have been a massive. I think that's probably what it was.
That's pretty big. That's a pretty big dog.
He's trying to close it and the dog's in the door and he's making him more and more angry. And I'm just like, okay, we go back in the room. I'm like, what are we gonna do? So I was like, okay. I was like, call the girl. The young lady that you brought with, I was like, call her because they outside.
Right.
I was like, call her. I was like, so he calls her. I say, tell her brother to go on the side and distract the dog.
Right.
So that we can run out.
On the leash.
So the brother's like, what? I could hear him on the phone like, what? Y'all want me to do what? I said, it's on the leash. How you know? I said, because he didn't come in. Like, he didn't come all the way in.
Because we under the bed.
Yeah, because we in here. We looking out the window. We can see him. Like, he hungry for us. Like
he's hungry for you.
Yeah. And so the brother, he's like terrified. And so we see him, like, we're looking out the window in the bedroom, and we see him like coming around. He's like, hey. And the dog like take off. As soon as the dog take off, we bust out. Boom, we hurry up, close the door.
Shut the door, yeah, and lock it back, yeah.
And we walk out, and we just both like, we walk into the living room, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I look at him, he look at me. I was like, so what you think? I'm like, wait, what you think? Like, my eyes all watery, face all red, we sweating. I'm like, so what you think about this one? It's like that. I don't think this is it, Joe.
I don't think this is it. But I would have asked that the dog come with the house. You know, you might have. I
was livid. Number one, we could have really got hurt, but there were no. I went back because I said maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it was in the remarks. It was in MLS or something, and I didn't see it.
You want to double check yourself?
I went and I double checked, and I literally nothing was there. So I reached out to the agent. And I said, hey, like, there is a killer dog at this house. And she was like, oh, he didn't take the dog?
You see those are the agents.
I was about to say something just now. I remember where I was at. Because in my mind, I said, bitch, what you mean?
Don't call her a bitch. Bitch.
I said, bitch, what you mean he didn't take the dog? No. And he ain't feed him. So, yeah, that's one of...
Well, I'm glad nothing really happened to you.
No.
Or your client.
And I like dogs. But that dog,
you know,
that wasn't a dog. That was like that was a trained...
Massive.
That was a trained professional. Like, he is the security for that home. No ADT, no nothing. Just big-ass dog. And it worked.
Big-ass dog sitting on that dirt while you went through some stupid shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
I get it. I get it. You know, dogs, cats, animals. I mean, you know, I have a lot of clients that will not look at a house that has a cat in it. Mm-hmm. Do you experience that too? I
do have clients. You know what? A lot of people are more afraid than cats than dogs. I'm afraid of cats. They suck your soul. Y'all ever heard that?
They what?
They suck your soul. Y'all ever heard that?
Suck your soul. No, never heard of that. But look, I never heard of that. But look,
somebody know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll get some comments on that one.
You will.
Suck your soul, kitty cat.
You will.
All right. Well, you know, speaking of dogs stories, I got one too. So you were talking about down in Baton Rouge showing that. So I had one right here in Denham, and this was interesting. It was interesting. So I've had these clients I've had for, I don't know, about 8 years. And it was time for them to upgrade to something big, huge, right? Mm-hmm. Big old house. And so I'm like, all right, well, let's go see this house down here. And they're like, you know, it's a 2-story house. It'll be good. We can, I think all 8 of my children can fit in it. And she was adopting 5 more. Yeah, at the same time. So I had 13 children that had to go in with husband and wife. So I scheduled this appointment, and I looked in the, you know, the Realtor comments is the area that the public don't see, and we see it, and that's to help us, you know, show the house and what to do. And in those comments, it said, you know, everything's okay. We believe we're all cleaned up from the crime scene. And I'm like, so I told my clients there was a little crime scene here. It said it. Okay. This is years ago, early career. So she said, oh, I know. But they done took the police tape down. I'm like, and we're going to see this house? Are you crazy? Well, Sondra, I want to buy it. Okay. Because, you know, I've learned something talking to other agents over my many, many years. We're the only state that does not have to disclose murder.
Exactly. Yep.
In Texas, North Carolina, and I'm licensed now in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. You don't have to say anything. I mean, you have to say it. I'm sorry.
You have to disclose it.
Yeah, you have to disclose it. Here in Louisiana, I think it's because we believe in voodoo, you know.
Or maybe a lot of people just get murdered here.
That's whoa.
I know that's creepy.
Okay, creepy. That's real creepy. But yeah, so we don't have to disclose murder. And so, you know, I'm like, all right, we're going to go. And sure enough, we roll up, and the police tape is on the ground. I double check with the listing agent. So, are you sure I can show this? Oh, yeah, Tom, you can. Okay. So I opened the door, and I was leery already because of what my client already knew about it, because she knew the area, the neighbors. You know how neighbors are, talk.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got to weigh out that story and see if it's really true and what part is. And so it was true. And so I opened up the door, and, you know, you look up the stairs, and you can kind of see where they had scrubbed. They hire a cleaning company, usually a mortgage company, because it was a foreclosure, by the way.
Okay.
So they'll hire a cleaning company, like to winterize a house or go in and clean it, because they want to resell it, right? Get their top dollar for it. So on the stairways, you could see where, I guess, a body was marked out or something, but they erased it. You know, they scrubbed it a little bit. It was still there in a faint, okay? The bad part is you know, that we go upstairs, and I come back downstairs and said, look, you know, I don't like it in here, so I'm going to step outside. But I'm going to reach over here and just open this last door, and y'all can go look at all the bedrooms downstairs. Girl, I ain't shitting you. I'm not shitting you. I opened that door. All I could see and it was maggots. Maggots.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Oh, that ain't right. I'm dead serious.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Shit. And I opened it up. And you know what? It was 2 greyhound dogs. were dry rotted in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know what I did?
What you did?
Took my white ass down the road and I just freaking ran. I called. I've ran for a couple. I have ran away from a couple of shows when I run across stupid, crazy shit.
Oh my God.
And the client, that stuff didn't bother them, and they were like, "Well, I think after seeing the dogs, this might be the icing on the cake." And I'm thinking, the icing on the cake was when I rolled up and saw the police tape on the ground for me.
The comments.
Yeah, and it said,
the realtor remarks.
I mean, it said that, it was a crime scene and it's okay to show the mortgage company owns it now, blah, 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 blah. I did what I was supposed to do. I just don't think anybody opened up that third room and saw those dead dogs. Yeah, rotted dogs. So, that's one of my, yours is funnier though. Mine was kind of.
I bet you when you was running, like if other people, like if I saw you out, it would have been funny. Like if I was there and I saw you running, it would have turned into a funny story.
Yeah, I mean. But dogs, you have so many different experiences with animals. You really do. I mean, I had to go collect rent one time when I was doing property management. That was years ago in my early career. And yeah, come on by, collect it. I got the rent for you. Your ass hurt, I bet you do. Because you ain't paid rent in 3 months. They're going to send my ass to go get it. Actually, it was my uncle. Go get the rent.
What?
I got to go get the rent over there in Baton Rouge. He said, the dogs put up. Girl, you ever seen a little baby pit bull? Like this?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, mama pit bull. But they little.
Yeah, like the little miniature.
And then you got like a 4-foot fence. Mm-hmm. And you look I saw that dog. I knock on the door. And they give me an envelope. I didn't open it in front of them. But as I'm walking away, that dog jumped over that fence, attacked the back of my arm. I'm not shitting you. I have marks and stitches back here from when this happened. So, some of this craziness that we do in real estate, some things you just never forget. It just stays right here in your head. It just stays right here. And people don't know we go through all that.
They don't.
Tell me what else you've gone through.
So you know what? I thought about something just now because your story is it's sad.
Shit.
It's like I think I'm bringing a little humor to this.
Okay, yeah, come on back. I just you talked about your dog story, and I'm like, what's my two? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that was bad.
I understand.
But so my very first listing, I'll never forget it. It was over. Oh my God, what subdivision was this? I can't really think of it right now. Southern Heights. It was in Southern Heights. So I acquired this listing from making calls to for sale by owners on Zillow.
Oh, okay.
So I would literally sit at a park. I had a park near my home, and I would sit in my car and I would just call for sale by owners because I was just trying to get the business. I had just started out, and I would just call them. I was like, I don't really know anybody here because I'm from New Orleans, and everybody was like, you got to call your Spear. I was like, well, I don't have a Spear because I don't really know anyone. I've only been here, for a few months. So I was calling them for sale by owners, and I finally reached some people, and they lived out of state, like in Connecticut or something like that. So I remember talking to them and just telling them I wanted to help them sell their property, and they were on board. So this was the first one, so I was like, yes. Right?
I'm sure it wasn't your first call. You got to make 100 calls to get that one answer.
This was the first person that said yes.
Oh, okay,
right?
That's what I meant. You get 100 no's before you get a one yes.
Exactly. So they were
the
first
one. You get that one yes, you just run.
Do you run? I think I left. I think I literally left that parking lot and went straight to that house. I was like, let me go see where it's at.
Yeah.
So I'm new. I'm not too familiar with Baton Rouge yet. So the house is on the other side of town, close to Southern University. Nice house, older on the inside. It still had your interior from the 1970s and stuff like
that's
that.
That's called retro. That's coming back.
It was vintage. It was vintage. Yeah. So I get there, and I think the way that I accessed the property was they had a brother that was, no. I rewind. I'll get to the brother later. There was a young lady that was living there. She hadn't paid rent in 3 months. Oh. Right? She was like the tenant from hell. And she was. So look, this is my first deal. And I want to sell this house. There's we got to get her out. There's but she's so mean. She don't take our calls. She don't pay the rent or whatever.
Oh, so we need you.
We need you to do it. Lord. Your first deal, you're I'll do anything. Oh, yeah. I'll move her out. I'll get her.
Yeah, on my last episode, episode 1, I was talking about that drunk call I got 3 in the morning. Go ahead with your first listen. I want to hear this.
So I knock on the door, and I tell a young lady that I'm the real estate agent. I say, hey, I'm the real estate agent. They're looking to sell this property, and they have a little conflict because you haven't paid, the rent or whatever. Uh-oh. So she was like, whatever. Like, boom, she closed the door in my face. I said, oh, okay. Turn around, walk my ass to my car. I say, I don't want these troubles today. So I said, okay, so what am I supposed to do? So I went to the broker that I had at the time, and she told me she can get evicted.
Okay.
The young lady could get evicted from the property. I said, okay, so what do I do? So she told me all the steps that needed to be done, blah, blah, blah. Sent me to a court out in Baker.
Uh-oh, the justice of the peace?
Yes. Do you know what I'm talking about? You already know what I'm about to say.
I've already been there a couple times, but go ahead.
So I go out there. I talk to the guy that's there, and this was the most awkward experience. It was like I felt like I stepped in a time machine or something. So I show up at this place, and I'm like, "This is the courthouse." So go in. Remember, I'm still new. I'm still new here. I'm still new. I'm from New Orleans. I'm a city girl.
All right, girl.
So I go in, and the guy comes out, and I like overalls, like tall, and he comes out with this country twang.
Green Acres is the place to be.
Yeah, and I tell him, no judgment. I tell him what's going on and what I need. So he tells me the next step. You need to contact the constable. You got to go put this on the door, blah, blah, blah. And she shows up to court. Then we go from there.
Right. That's right.
Put it on the young lady's door. And I even called her because they gave me a phone number. I sent the constable out. They put it on the door. And that's when the shit started.
Uh-oh.
That's when she...
Stupid shit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So I started getting phone calls. Hello, we're going to kill you. like,
what?
Yeah. Or the next one was do you know God? I said, I do know God. Do you know him? Like, I was like, these people don't know. This is my first deal. Like, y'all going to have to, like, really come and get me because I'm selling this house.
You were determined then.
I was like, this not, and I told him, I said, hey, I don't know how y'all do things around here. I'm new to Baton Rouge. I said, but I'm from New Orleans. Y'all got to do way more than this.
Yeah.
So,
New Orleans, Baton Rouge.
So look, the judge was like, she's not going to show up. He said, they never show up. People never show up.
But when they do.
I go to court. It's me, my husband. I even brought my little son. I even brought him with me. I wanted them to witness their mom doing some real estate business.
Okay. Boy, I would have wanted to bring him to.
She showed up.
Oh, shit.
She showed her crazy ass up.
Yeah.
So she shows up. And, man, this girl is like the most disrespectful person ever. So this man is in his justice of the peace / courtroom because to him, this is a court of law. Like, he took this very serious.
Well, yeah.
He comes out and, he's ready. He has on his robe and everything.
Yep.
And I'm like, what is happening here? Like, what is...
Well, you're in mini court. That's what it is. I'm like,
what is happening? And she shows up and she tells this man, he starts asking her about the rent and stuff like that. She has reasons why she didn't pay it. And
she's telling all her hardships and bullshit.
Telling all her hardships, but he didn't want to hear it. Like, he knew that it was like bull, right? And she proceeds to tell him, I don't understand why we're here in your hillbilly back of the woods ass court. Like, she stand up in there and I'm like, oh. I said, this girl crazy.
Or ballsy.
Yes. She stands up and I don't know why and he was like, what? You don't talk to me like that. He was like, I will have you arrested. She was like, whatever.
but
she didn't care about.
He can.
She didn't care about nothing. He was like, I'm calling the police right now. She leaves. So, of course, they go and they proceed to do the eviction, take all the stuff out the house or whatever. The girl's still calling. Like, she's still calling my phone. She want to fight and all of that stuff. So that's a short part of that story. Yeah. That's just the first part. Because it turned into more stuff. All right, so the girl gets out the house. All the stuff is out. And... she left, of course she left stuff everywhere. So the people had to pay people to come in.
Every tenant leaves their shit that they don't want behind. I hate it. I'm just going to say it. They don't have any respect for the property.
They don't.
Because they don't own a piece of America. To own a piece of America is really serious. Then you take pride in what you have and you're trying to do what you got to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, but she didn't care. I don't think she took anything. Like, they literally took all of her stuff and put it on the street.
Well, damn, I hope she took her underwear.
Yeah, I hope she did.
If she wears any.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
They literally took all of our stuff and they put it on the street. And me, I actually kind of felt a little bad, even though this was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, man, like all of her stuff is like out on the street. You know, I felt bad. Like I have a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know. I've had to do that before. You get somebody to throw their shit out.
And I just started. So I'm just coming into this business and I'm like, man, like I was a part of something like this. But anyway, so we move on to the next phase of it. We get the house cleared out and stuff like that. And so the seller proceeds to let me know that she has a brother who lives nearby, and he knows how to get into the house. She was like, he can get into the house like without going through the front door. Like he has all kind of ways.
Like he Houdini.
Yeah, like he can get in the house. So I was checking on the house and I could tell that somebody had been in there. I was like, it seemed like something. She was like, that's probably my brother. I'm like, how is he getting in? All the windows are locked. All the doors are locked. Everything is locked. So I'm like, how is this dude getting in this house? So we get the house under contract. We literally get under contract in a few days once we have everything situated. And the other agent, she was a sweet lady, very sweet, very cooperative for my first deal. So she made everything super simple for me. So we get ready to do the home inspection. So home inspection. They arrive. The house is vacant.
Right, because the tenant's gone.
It's vacant.
But the brother can
the house
get
is
in
vacant.
and out. Okay, all right.
Exactly.
Vacant? Why you keep...
It's vacant.
Right. Something's fixing to happen. Something's fixing to happen.
So they go in for the home inspection, and I get a call, like, they must have arrived about 11. I probably get a call maybe about 11:03 or something like that. Oh. They go in and they're checking the home and they're going in the closets. They go in the master bedroom. They open the closet, and the brother is in the closet sleeping.
He's in the closet sleeping?
He's in the closet sleeping.
Come on out the closet.
2 females, the agent and the buyer. And they start beating his ass.
Wait a second. The buyer? And the agent.
They open the closet. He's in the closet sleeping.
And they just started beating his ass.
And they scare him. Of course, they open. He's sleeping. They scared the crap out of him. But he's smart, though. He knows not to be in, like, plain sight. So he's literally, like, in the closet thinking they're not going to go
in the closet.
They open the closet. He's in there. He scares them. They scare him. And they just start swinging. She's like, we just started swinging. We didn't know what was going on. And I was like, oh, that's the brother. So he hops up. He leave. He run out.
That sound like me.
Right.
Leave.
He's, oh, no. I don't want no troubles. He jumps up, he leaves, and he literally runs out the house, run down the street. He gone. He disappeared
did he have some
into
clothes?
the day.
Did he have clothes on?
He did have clothes on, thank God.
Just checking.
So I hurry up and I go over there, and you can see, like, he has the whole setup in the closet. Like, it's all comfy with a mattress. I'm like, oh, my God. Y'all, and I'm telling this story because this was my very first
deal.
Deal.
Transaction, relationship, whatever. Your very first.
And I'm gonna tell you, after that one, I had a few that was still kind of a little crazy, but to me, I was like, it can't do nothing but get better. Like I was like, because if it get worse, it can't get worse than this.
Well, you say that,
yeah,
but every deal is different.
Every deal is different.
Every one of them, and I've been in this business over 22, 24 years. And I have watched it just go, you think you know what, you get to a point, because we're all human. You get to a point going, yeah, I know that. I know how to deal with that. But you don't know how to deal with it because every one of them is very, very different. And ever since, seems like there's more agents getting their license and getting into the business, those are the fun ones to watch.
Yeah. I think it's the facade of being a realtor that we create on social media. I know you social media heavy with Facebook. I know I'm the same way with Facebook and Instagram. And I feel like we're always showing the wins in the fun. And it is fun. I mean, it's a great business to be in.
And you're right. You want to show your success because you want people to call you. But then what I've been doing over the last couple of years is just showing my transparency.
Yes.
Yes. I had done a video and turned it into my company. It was for some type of thing they were doing. And my client had called COVID. And I don't know if you saw that. The other side of the transaction was a buyer's agent, and she was with KW. great person, Hazel. I don't know if you know Hazel's.
I know Hazel. Yeah,
man,
she's awesome.
Man, and we pulled together as not all agents do this, and you know this.
Yeah,
pulled it together as a team because teamwork makes the dream work.
It does.
Right. That's what they say, and you learn that. But I went through a lot of difficult times with some of these deals, and every deal's just different.
Yeah, Hazel spoke about that before. It's funny that you're saying that.
Oh yeah.
She spoke about it in front of. I think we were at Bold. And she talked about that. It was a segment where we were talking about something that happened that week where it was a win-win situation. And she talked about that.
Oh, good.
I don't think she said your name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay because Whitney Vaughn knows who I am. Yeah, she...
Everybody knows who you are, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, it's always good to sometimes, like, I get out of the blue, and I got one out of the blue last night before I was going back. I work late. Sometimes I work early, but sometimes I work late. Lately, it's just been working late a lot. But, I have some clients that just call me. I had one call me out of the blue yesterday at 9:30 last night. I was brushing my teeth. I just want to call you and tell you I love you. You're good. No one tells you that you're good, so I just want to tell you that.
Isn't that sweet?
And that feels good out the blue. I mean, you probably hadn't talked to this client in a year or so, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Because we all get busy, but people just don't realize, and that's why I wanted to put this podcast together and talk about, things that go on either during, like you had during the show, or things that go on really after you close.
Right.
Or things you go through as you're doing it, like we were talking about Hazel. That, my client had caught COVID. That was a really tough deal, selling the house, land, and the vacant land next door that she had. And we kept it all together, and you have to have a title company to help you out, a lender to help you out. So that's what your teamwork is.
Yeah,
your lender, your title company, et cetera.
Yeah, your inspector, all of those crucial parts that make the deal work. Who you surround yourself with, your team.
Yeah, you got to surround yourself with the right people.
You do,
like you.
Exactly right.
That's why we friends.
Exactly, like-minded individuals, and just with this business, I feel like sometimes, like I said, it's such a facade sometimes to people. And I think just being your true, authentic self is always, it's the best route to go. And I told you this. I said when I first met you, what, about 5-6 years ago?
Right.
And I was, I was all over the place. I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be like? And when I met you, I was like, she's just herself. Like, she just show up and she sell a lot of houses. Like, I was like, and I honestly, you made me feel comfortable with just being myself, like being my true New Orleans self, not trying to hide my accent and just doing, what I would normally do. And that's just treating people right.
You got an accent?
Do I?
No. I don't think so.
When you listen to this, you're going to hear it.
You ought to see now that I'm licensed in Mississippi.
You have an accent.
No, girl.
Yes, you do. You're straight from the bayou.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last name is Richard. That's what they say. But when I go over to Mississippi, go up in the Mississippi State meetings and talk to my Mississippi friends, they talk like this. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, but you the country one to them.
They
probably say that girl from the bayou, that girl Sondra, the realtor, she good.
Yeah. Well, listen up. I want to thank y'all for listening to my podcast of dirt, grit, and stupid shit, the adventures of real estate. And I tell you what, thank you, Joanna, for coming on here and telling us some of your stories, because people need to know it's not just me. It's a lot of us good agents out here that just have some stupid shit we're going through while we're selling the dirt, right?
Exactly. I appreciate you having me. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
All right, let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
All right, love you, man.
All right, love you too.